he approached Mecca, elated and joyful. It is true that the weariness of travel and the desert heat had weakened him with exhaustion and pain, but the goal he sought made him forget his wounds and filled his soul with joy and delight. He entered it in disguise, as if he were one of those who come to circumambulate the great idols of the Kaaba, or as if he were a wayfarer who had lost his way or whose journey and travel had been long, so he sought refuge in it to rest and replenish his supplies. For if the people of Mecca knew that he had come seeking Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and to listen to him, they would have attacked him. He saw no harm in them attacking him, but only after he had met the man for whom he had crossed the wilderness to see, and after he had believed in him, if he was convinced of his truthfulness and reassured by his call. He went about listening to news from afar, and whenever he heard people talking about Muhammad, he approached them cautiously until he gathered from scraps of talk here and there what guided him to Muhammad and to the place where he could see him. One morning, he went there and found the messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, sitting alone. He approached him and said, "Good morning, O brother of the Arabs." The messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, replied, "And upon you be peace, O brother." Abu Dhar said, "Recite to me some of what you say." The messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, replied, "It is not poetry for me to recite to you, but it is a noble Quran." Abu Dhar said, "Recite to me." So the messenger recited to him, and Abu Dhar listened. It was not long before Abu Dhar exclaimed, "I bear witness that there is no God but God, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his servant and his messenger." The Prophet asked him, "Who are you, O brother of the Arabs?" Abu Dhar replied, "From Ghifar." A smile sparkled on the lips of the messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, and astonishment and wonder covered his face. Abu Dhar also smiled, for he knew the secret of the wonder that covered the face of the messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, when he knew that this man who was publicly declaring Islam before him was from Ghifar. For Ghifar was a tribe that had no equal in highway robbery, and its people were proverbial in unlawful raiding. They are allies of the night and darkness, and woe to him whom the night hands over to one from the tribe of Ghifar. So, from them today, while Islam is still a religion choked and hidden, one comes to embrace Islam, Abu Dhar says as he narrates the story himself. So the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, kept raising his gaze and lowering it in wonder at what was from Ghifar. Then he said, "Indeed, God guides whom he wills." And Abu Dhar, may God be pleased with him, was indeed one of those whom he willed guidance for and intended good for them. And he is indeed insightful into the truth, for it has been narrated about him that he was one of those who were Yata'allahun in the pre-Islamic era, meaning they rebelled against the worship of idols and inclined towards belief in a great creator God. Thus, as soon as he heard of the emergence of a prophet who ridiculed the worship of idols and their worshippers and called to the worship of the One, the all-conquering God, he hastened his steps towards him and prepared to travel. Abu Dhar embraced Islam immediately, and his rank among Muslims was 5th or 6th. Thus, he embraced Islam in the early days, indeed the early hours of Islam, and his conversion was early. Remember, 3 simple things can change my life and help this video go viral. Comment, like, and share. So please, take just 10 seconds of your time to do it. Thank you in advance for your amazing support